I got this 5-gallon Aquatop bow front tank about a year ago. It's been up and running. I had some corals in it and then I moved them to my larger system. It's just been a couple fish in there. I got the blue damsel and the AP sunrise goby there. Well, he hiding. That's all I've had in there the last few months. But a couple days ago I added this little 2-inch anemone that I got for $20 from a local breeder. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I think I'm gonna start getting some coral to grow back in here. So today I picked up some snails and a tangerine clown. But before I put it in there, I just want to kind of show you guys what I do before I add my fish to the tank. I'm probably going to go ahead and do a 1-gallon water change. It's a 5-gallon tank, but it only holds 4 gallons of water with the rock and the sand. And it's just a little clownfish. Clownfish really need about 10 gallons of water once they're bigger. But he's only about an inch long, so I think he'll be good in here for a little while, and then we'll move him up to a bigger system. I'm going to start by unplugging the power head, and then I'm just going to scoop some of this water out. This one doesn't have a skim or anything, so I like to just get the water off the top, all that floating stuff. That way the water can just breathe a little bit better. It's better for the surface agitation. I got this precarious situation here. I'm trying to do this without spilling all this salt water on the wood floors. So I'll probably just change about a gallon or so. Go ahead and rinse out my foam filters in the back. Got these. I did a pretty good solid cleaning the other day. Every 2 months or so I like to take a siphon and siphon out down inside of here, and that just gets any extra leftover poop or fish food that may have slipped past the filters out of there, so that we keep our nitrates and phosphates and all that stuff at a nice even level. We'll take this out. Rinse it in the dirty tank water, of course. See that stuff kind of coming out of the filters. And it doesn't all have to come out. For this little tank here, I like to do probably 2.5 to 3 gallons a week, which might seem like a lot, 50 to 70% a week, but I just figure that it helps keep all the parameters a little bit more stable than 25% a week. On a bigger system, 25 is perfect, maybe 10% even. I don't know. I like to go above and beyond just to make sure my fish are happy, and I'll be putting some more corals back in here pretty soon. I got some softies growing out in my bigger tank that I've been saving for this one. I'll scoop out a little bit more water. You know what, for today, I think a 1/2 gallon change is fine. My bowl is pretty full here, and I don't want to take too long with this. So I'll be right back after I dump this and show you what's next. Alright, so I topped back off the water. I ended up taking out another 1/2 gallon before I topped it off, just to a full gallon water change. But I like to put in these Tigger pods when I do a water change, just so that whenever it's happening, the fish know that they're going to get a treat afterwards. Make sure you don't add Tigger pods till you get or go through your first ugly phase. You want to kind of make sure your tank is established with bacteria first. I'm going to try and drip some over this anemone. Maybe he can get a taste of some nice tasty Tigger pods there. That also helps the fish. They'll be well fed before I add the clown in here. And then they seem to be a little less aggressive when they eat first. I'm going to wait to turn the pump back on until these copepods have time to settle down into the sand and rocks and everything, just to make sure I'm not sucking them up into my pump. But with that, we'll go ahead and take our bowl of water here over to the table where we're going to acclimate our little fish. I'm going to grab him off the counter. It's recommended to float the bag with the fish in water for 30 minutes before you add them. But I figure if you're going to float your fish in the water and then take it out to drip acclimate it, it's going to probably get to room temperature by the time you're done anyway. So I usually don't do that. Something like snails or crabs, I might acclimate a little bit more, but as far as temperature goes, or the anemones especially, I like to temperature acclimate those, but for the fish, I mean, I don't really see the point. And I know some of you guys are going to disagree, so go ahead and put that in the comments if you think I'm really doing a harm to the fish, and explain why, and maybe you'll convince me not to do it. But we're going to get this bag open here. We're going to gently get our fish into the bowl. Like so. I like the color on him. He's a little shell shocked from the drive over here from the fish store, so his color's a little bit pale right now, but he'll brighten up. A lot of people take drip line and just drip water into the acclimation bowl, but I just like to take the jar with some of the tank water I'm going to be using and just pour a little bit in there. Not a lot. He's got a lot of water in there, so I figure if he's sitting in a 1/4 gallon of water and then I add, say, a 1/2 cup of water every couple minutes, I don't think that hurts him any, and it's worked for me. So there's that. I'm going to be doing this for just a little while, and then I'll come back to you when it's time to get him to the tank. So another thing, as the bowl is filling up with water, I like to take some of the water out that's mixed with the fish store water and my water. And I'll take that out and dump it in the sink. And that way, as you're acclimating the fish, he's slowly getting higher concentrations of the tank water that he's going to be in. And then I'll just add a little bit less at a time. Keeps the bowl from getting too full. If I walk away for a minute, he's not so close that he can jump out of it. And it just acclimates him faster, I think, without shocking him too bad. I took out two scoops of the mixed water, and then I just got a little bit of the tank water. I'm going to add about 1/2 of that. And then wait another minute. I also got an emerald crab in that tank right now. I just have a couple of bumblebee snails. I was really hoping to get some trochus snails. I like those a lot, have them in my bigger tank, but there were none available at the store today. So I got the emerald crab, and I got a few more of these bumblebee snails. They get in the small cracks of the rock really well. So I'm going to be adding a couple of those today too. Alright guys, so I scooped the clown out of the jar with this, or the bowl with this olive jar here, and tried to get him directly into the anemone, and he was not cooperative. He swam right around it, and he's staying away from it for now. It's hard with these aquacultured clownfish to get them into the anemones because they've never seen an anemone before. They don't know they're supposed to go into it. But hopefully here in the next day or two he'll get in there and start swimming in it. I've seen some people online say that if you take a picture of a clownfish in an anemone and you tape it to the side of the tank, that the clownfish will see it and get the idea that that's what he's supposed to do. I don't know how accurate that is, or if it was just a coincidence for the people who tried it that it worked, but hey, it's something to try. So maybe I'll do that, see if it works. But I added the crab. He's right there under the rock in the middle. I don't know if you can see him. Looks like he just tried to take a bite of the anemone. So hopefully the anemone gives him a little sting and he doesn't try that too much. He looks hungry. He's just trying to grab that fish that swam by. I added the bumblebee snails. There's one on the top and one here in the front. So hopefully they'll get after it. I got a little bit of algae up here on the top and down here on the bottom that needs to be cleaned up. So hopefully they'll get busy on that. But I'll keep you guys posted. Hopefully this clownfish will host this anemone. I think it's super cute. And yeah, I'll keep you updated on the next one. Thanks for watching.